Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So today's video, we're going to ask the question, is this really going to happen? Now, guys, clearly this Israel-Hamas war thing or Israel-Palestinian thing is an issue. It's seemingly escalating every day, though looking at the news, I'm starting to see it not taper off, but just stay in the same range right now. So it's not getting super worse, it's not getting better, but it's just sort of right now all talk. That being said, there is a lot of talk about nuclear training coming out of Russia. You've also had other countries mention nuclear attack and the capabilities of their attack, but not specifically threatening anyone directly. But all of this talk is starting to come out now that we're watching this whole Israel-Palestinian or Israel-Hamas war go on. Now, things seem to be leveling off because they're looking to get the hostages first before Israel makes everything worse by invading Gaza. Now, should they invade Gaza? One side of me says that yes, the other side of me says no, because there are innocent people involved, but Hamas is also hiding in there like cowards. So you got that. Nonetheless, that's not the issue. The issue is all of this nuclear talk, all of this garbage about Russia, rather, not North Korea, Russia stating how they are training their military forces for a massive nuclear strike. I mean, listen, we all watched the movie War Games, and there is no winning in a nuclear war. Zero. Everybody's going to launch back and forth, and then the entire world is going to be radioactive. Nonetheless, these people are still talking about this game. Now, nothing has come out of the United States as so much as a threat of nuclear anything. But with Russia, they constantly keep reminding the world that they want to use nuclear arms at some capacity. Now, a lot of us thought they were going to use, at the very least, a small tactical nuke in Ukraine. They haven't so far. Not saying that they won't, not saying that they will, but they haven't yet. No one is talking about nuclear use, at least, sorry, Russia's not talking about nuclear use in Ukraine, Iraq, Israel, sorry, but you had that one Israeli politician talking about we should nuke Gaza off the map. All right. The fact that the Russians are training as right now, while all of this is going on, is a bit of a red flag. Not something to be worried about, but just something to, again, pay attention to. Because do I think this is going to happen? At this point right now, guys, I'm going to say no, even though the Russians are training actively to do so. They're also training to respond to an emergency nuclear war should they get attacked as well. So they're training on both sides how to respond to an attack and how to attack their adversaries, or not their adversaries, but their enemies, rather, sorry. So that's a lot to be said, guys, because they're, again, with the climate of the world, let's just forget about the Israeli-Hamas thing for a second. The climate of the world right now, guys, is at an all-time aggravating high. Everybody on every front is agitated. I've never seen so much agitation throughout the world. I've never seen this much protesting and rallying and these so-called pro-Palestinian protests turn into violent actions fast. I mean, at least with BLM, with some of their protesting, some of it was, you know, copacetic. I won't say peaceful, but copacetic. And then a lot of it turned into a nightmare where they burned cities down. But now you got pro-Palestinian people acting a fool and attacking Jews. And there are now there's probably about 30 to 40 videos of pro-Palestinian protesters or ralliers, whatever, attacking Jews. Or just attacking people for that matter. So with the state of the world, guys, we're watching everyone become so agitated, almost for nothing. Granted, Israel has a reason to respond the way they're going to respond. Once they get the hostages back, they should leave well enough alone. Maybe send special forces in and kick Hamas's ass on that level. But to go in there and keep bombarding people, yeah, I know they told these people to leave, they told them to evacuate. Still, it doesn't look good. That's all it is. And right now at this point, it's optics, which Israel doesn't care about. Now, the Russian Ministry of Defense states that they have also practiced, if you will, using their YARS, intercontinental ballistic missile. Sorry. Again, talking about nuclear strikes, talking about how to defend from nuclear strike, and then actually testing their YARS, intercontinental ballistic missile, guys. This is just, again, the stakes raising up. Now, at this point, there are a lot of shit that's leveling off, but the talks on the outside seem to be getting worse. Nothing out of South Korea so far, nothing out of North Korea so far, other than North Korea looking for a way how to attack South Korea. That's going to be interesting if and when that goes down. Everybody's still looking at China, seeing when they're going to invade Taiwan. I mean, listen, the Chinese were supposed to be invading Taiwan for the last 30 years. I'm 46, and I've been hearing about this shit since I was a kid, and it hasn't happened yet. That is not to say it won't happen. I'm just saying I'm not holding my breath. But with Russia doing everything they're doing right now, that's a pretty bad thing. But again, I'm not worried about it because I'm at a point right now, guys, where wait till it happens, then we react. That's all we can do. The getting scared and nervous about it doesn't really do anything or do anybody any good. You have to wait until it happens because that shit is out of our hands. If and when it does happen, it's out of our hands. We can't stop it. We're not going to protest to stop it because there is no stopping it if and when it goes into play. Again, I'm not worried about it. Neither should you guys be worried about it. I know people are nervous, but this is where we are right now, and we got to keep our heads about it because when it does, if it does happen, we need to act accordingly. We can't start acting like bitches and losing our fucking minds and screaming down the street. Act accordingly. So also, again, according to the news, Putin has been overseeing the testing of ballistic missiles. Now, they didn't say whether they were nuclear or conventional. They just said ballistic missiles. Again, guys, all of this news coming out of Russia, which was, if I'm not mistaken, today, probably yesterday their time, but today we got a lot of the notifications on it. Again, it's just something to keep in the back of your head. Don't panic. Don't start flipping out. Don't be like, what if he does? I mean, listen, I'm a little confused. You can't call for peace and then start testing your nuclear arsenal or your ballistic missiles and telling the world that you're getting ready for a retaliatory attack on Russia and or an offensive attack on the world. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you call for peace, but you start training this. And it's fine to train this, but then letting the world know that you're training like this. It's as if they're telling everybody else, listen, guys, we're getting ready. Maybe you guys should too. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Prepper channel.